The one guy I wanted to ask you about, and I know this kind of goes back to the lineup a little bit, but I did want to kind of address it with you. I'm sure you saw the Instagram post by Harrison Bader.
Yeah, the whole it felt like a goodbye. He did say like this year was that we ran out of time this year. It's all we had. My sense, like, I could be very wrong. My sense is the Phillies would like to have him back. They know that he's a little bit of a journeyman. He had a really good year. He might be able to cash in on it. The Phillies are not going to be the team that gives him the most money, likely. And so I feel like the Phillies are here. If we're interested, we'd like to bring you back. But if you go get the best deal possible, it's probably not going to be here. So am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong. But I think I guess my thought on this was more that it was strategic by Bader.
By Bader, put pressure on a little bit.
Yeah, I think Bader wants to come back. I think he wants to be here.
Yeah.
But he knows that the Phillies probably aren't where they need to be as far as what that contract is going to look like. And so I think Bader puts that out. And I thought it was the timing. So he's not a guy who puts Instagram posts up every day. Like he's every couple of weeks put something up, whatever. And I thought that the timing of it was interesting. Like
why did it the day after the season ended?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. The timing of it was what's most interesting to me. And he's getting the fans fired up, right? By calling them a fucking gift, right? Like with the PH, and so I think that's kind of like, yeah, I want to be back. I want you guys to love me. Put a little pressure on the Phillies to kind of get it done, and I think that there's a little bit more of a. If you asked me at the end of the season,
by Harrison Bader,
yeah, if you asked me at the end of the season if I thought Harrison Bader was back next year, I would have said no. You ask me today after that happens, if Harrison Bader's back, I think it's more like a 50-50 now, Bob. I really do. I think that it's like if the Phillies can get close to what he wants, he'll be here.
All right, let's workshop.
We did it. By the way, we did a poll on Patterson on this on Twitter. Asked if it was a good buy or if it was strategic by Bader. 53% said it was strategic. 47% said it was a little bit.
Okay, yeah. To be honest with you, like, shame on me. I didn't consider that at all. I just went, he's online, just doing his thing. Probably won't be back. Might be. We'll see. Do you want Harrison Bader back? Like, let me just say this. I thought he was awesome. That trade, that acquisition went much better than I would have expected. I thought he had a really positive impact on that team. He also far exceeded what he's done in recent years.
Yeah.
And like, he's an aging guy, and like, do you really want to commit, one, a spot to, and then two, that type of money to Harrison Bader, who could next year hit 240 with 12 home runs? Like, that's very possible.
So the answer to that question is, and this can only come from within. Are we comfortable with Justin Crawford being an everyday center fielder?
Yeah.
I'm not sure that they are. Like, it seems like there's some internal debate over whether he's an everyday center fielder in the majors.
Right.
They think he's better off in left.
Yeah.
And so some people in the organization think he's better off in left. So if you're concerned that he's not an everyday center fielder, the one thing Harrison Bader showed you in his time, he can still go get it in center field.
Yeah.
He can play the position, right? And so I don't care. Again, here's another one, Bob. I don't care if he reverts back to being a 240 hitter. If he could go get it in center field and provide that kind of edge and energy to that clubhouse that was at times last year. We talked about it. How many times did we talk about how they looked like they were just going through the motions during the regular season, right? Like, if he provides that juice too, I think that intangible alone is worth the contract, but only if you don't think Justin Crawford can play center field, which I don't have that assessment. I've watched him play 3 games in my life, right? I can't tell you that I can assess that. So that has to come internally from the team.
The intangible that Bader brought was undeniable. I guess the only thing I will say is, like, it does require you to play well. Like, Brandon Marsh was fun too, and Brandon Marsh had a good year, right? But like, the beard and the water and the seeds and all that stuff kind of wore thin because you're like, this guy never got any. He like never really took the next step, or hasn't taken the next step, I should say. So like Harrison Bader being like, "Yo, you're a gift," and pink bands or purple bands, like that's all awesome, and like there's like a legit energy. I believe in those things. Like I think that stuff is important. But like, it does require some degree of production because in this city, you'll go, "Oh, that's great. That's all fun, but that's all fine and well. But who gives a shit? You stink." Like you got to play.
All right. So fair enough. Let's look at it this way. So let's say you're bringing Harrison Bader back, and let's say it's 2 years, $25 million, and let's say you give him there's a third year team option, like not a mutual option, but a team option. On a third year based on, basically you can look at his production and see how it is. All right. His career, he's a 247 hitter. Let's say he reverts back. He's hitting 250, right? And he gets on base like 320 and his OPS is like 730. Yeah. But he's going to play really good defense for you in center field and provide all those other intangibles. Is that good enough for you?
Yes, I would do that deal. I need someone standing next to him out there, though, to be a guy. Like, I can't have Crawford slap his way to 280 and look like Ben Revere 2.0.
Right.
And, the next version of Max Kepler running around out there, too. Like, at some point, there's got to be a piece out there. By the way, like, I don't know what Crawford's going to be at the major league level. I have a little bit of a hesitation, like anointing him as like a legit difference maker, dynamic player. But like, to be clear, you look at his exit velos, like the guy hits the ball hard. He just hits it on the ground way too much. Like, It's not like, I don't know that he's like a slap hitter. Like, I don't think that's a necessarily a fair way to describe who he is. But there has to be, he's not going to be a 25 home run guy. He's not going to be a 20 home run guy. There's got to be like some development of gap power there. Like there has to be some ability to lift the ball enough where you turn yourself into a little bit of an extra base doubles threat. And I don't know that he has it. We'll see.
No, I agree. I absolutely agree with you.
To your point, to focus on Bader, yes. Like I would do that. I would do 2 years, 25. Where I would not go is like 3 years, 40. I'm out.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. If you have to, but give them the option on the third. Go to the option on the third.
Right. If it's an option, sure, but I'm not guaranteeing that. And that's probably where I draw the line with Harrison Bader.